Hey clowns, welcome to Crimelia Street. I'm Tori.
And I'm Sam, and we are gathered here today on this very hot day.
Yes, make it stop.
We're dying over here. And on opposite sides of the country. I mean, it's summer, so we can't be too surprised. I forget what even like winter feels like in Florida. You know?
Yeah, it's colder. Well, mostly 40s, but I think it's colder than there because it's like a wet cold.
Right, the humidity will affect it, how it feels. That's what
Yeah.
actually surprised me when we moved out here, because we moved out here in June, but we went up to Crater Lake. There was 10 feet of snow on either side of us up there, but we were literally wearing like thin jackets and stuff. Like we were
Yeah.
fine.
When you guys went to Mount Rainier with Eric and I too, it was the same thing. It's like the snow is over our cars on the side of
Right,
the road, but it's like I'm sweating. It was April.
right. I was in a light jacket then too. I remember we were like kind of climbing on roofs at the like, area that I think it was called Paradise. I remember near Mount
Yeah.
Rainier. And it's just wild. I even looked up pictures of it, how it looks normally, and it's just so crazy to see. It's like, wow, we were standing on top of that on just like snow.
Yeah. Like whole buildings. And
Right,
sweating.
right. And sweating. And very stoned.
Yes. Oh my God. It was it like 420 April?
I
I don't
can't
know.
recall. I just remember you guys picking us up from the airport. You gave me a couple gummies. We were
Was it you who we
smoking.
were like on this steep thing and
Yes.
you were like not Venus?
Well, it's like, okay, so it's like violently high. We're
Violently.
on this like little trail thing, and it says, caution, like people have died by going further. Do not go further. And Eric's like, okay, this way. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And we're like hanging on for dear life, like down this
You too.
ravine and to see this like waterfall thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then we were at that like really tall bridge where there was no railing. Like you could just, like, it was only a couple feet
The
high.
Mile High Bridge, yeah. Yeah, that was
Okay.
wild.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God. Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, how has your day been other than being hot?
It's been good. Just like being a productive girly lately. It's been good. Got some quality time in with Finn. I got one of those like climby gym things. You know what I'm talking about?
Like
And
for
he,
inside
yes,
or outside?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got like the two pieces and like a little slide thing that can either connect to the two pieces or like be a slide.
Yeah. And
Um,
there's like little rungs, like a little
yes.
thingy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it took like 2 hours to build that thing. It was more intense than I expected. Um,
Right.
but he loved it, so that was fun. And yeah, just hanging out, enjoying the weekend. Love a weekend.
Yes, absolutely. That's cool. Tori and I have just started playing this game called Pickman Bloom, and I'm kind of a little addicted to it right now. I'm like thinking about it a lot, which I love that feeling when you
I
find a
have
new
to.
game. So it's all based on your steps. It's kind of like Pokemon Go. So I was going to the mall to get some steps in the AC, and they have a little playground in there that my daughter can, run around in. Anyway, yeah, I went to the mall, and you've heard us talk about Labubus, right? Those
Yes.
little keychain things. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna show you something because this is so
Oh,
funny. It's really hard to get the real thing.
yeah.
It's through this one website, and it's so difficult. Like, there's people have bots getting it for them, and
Right.
it's so difficult. So we settle for Lafufus, which are like the knockoff versions,
Yeah.
and the ones I've gotten so far have been pretty, like, I would say people don't know that they're fake at all. Like, I get compliments. People are like, "Oh my God, I love your Labubu" when I'm out and stuff. I'm like, thanks. So this is like one that I have, and probably like aficionados will be like, yeah, that's a Lafufu, but
Okay.
And then I got this other one last week, which is kind of a bit more Lafufu, but okay. So this stand at the mall, this kiosk I see has them. And of course they're lafufus, but usually they look like this. They're not too bad looking, right? They're supposed to look like this. Okay, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get one. Look at this thing.
Oh my god. What is up with the
Like the
tooth?
feet. And I know. The random green tooth, that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be
Is one of the legs
red.
on backwards?
It's like you can kind of twirl them around,
Oh
I guess,
my
but
god.
it's like
the
so janky.
eyelashes on that
I
thing.
know.
Wow.
Like these are passable.
Yes.
This terrifying. Like stuff of nightmares. So I can't even really be that upset because it's so funny.
So Sam, today is filled with gratitude, which is an Amaya Papaya reference, and we love that with the finale airing tomorrow, I think. I just love it.
I know. Yeah, I can't believe Ace and well, it's like I can believe that they got the boot, but it's just this season is so crazy. Like I don't even know.
Amber asked me like a week ago who I thought was gonna go to the finale. For some reason, I was thinking it's 3 that go, not 4, and I left out Ace and Shelley, and I can't remember who else. I thought it was gonna be Huda Clark, Pepe and Iris, and Amaya and Brian.
Yeah.
And Sam was like, I don't know, I feel like Ace and Shelley are gonna slide in. And I was like, oh, you're probably right. But I didn't really want them to. So I'm kind of glad that it worked out that way. But also it is interesting, like, how America voted, because, like, Nick Landria is not a couple, like, in any way, shape, or form.
No, they keep on trying to trick us with that.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. And I do keep hearing people say, oh, well, you know, he kissed her in the beginning when no one knew. And
Right.
they've always, and it's like, dude, he's a 20-something-year-old dude. He's probably gonna, like, he seems like a bit of a, not a fuckboy, maybe. I don't know.
Jury's out.
Right. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we love our Amaya Papaya. I love her little quirks and how she's just goofy. And I'm glad that she's like goofy with pride now. So
Yes, me too.
And Tori's name today is Horrified Looks from Everyone in the Room. But yeah, so tell us about that.
So it's the Speak Now anniversary of probably Taylor's version. It's one of them. There's so many anniversaries to keep up with. They just came out with that new merch drop, which is better than the summer collection, I have to say. I still didn't buy anything, but I would have bought the pajamas if I hadn't just bought a bunch of stuff for Prime Day, I think.
Prime Day will get you. Yeah. I also did like those pajamas that were dropped too. Those were super cute. Yeah, the summer collection there were some interesting choices.
It was really giving The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I didn't think about, like, how much she is in that show. Like, her songs are in that show a lot. So maybe it was, like, something to do with that. But
Right.
yeah, wasn't really my vibe.
Yeah. Right, yeah. It got a lot of flack. I remember there was, like, that one kind of mesh see-through top. And it said, like, keep out of sunlight or something. And people were like, okay, so, like...
Seriously?
Yeah, like, on the tag. And people were like, okay, so I guess I'll just be inside while I wear it. I don't know.
That's so funny. Wow. Sam gave me a heads up that this one is going to be a doozy. I have no idea in which way, but I feel prepared and both unprepared for the sad stuff today.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's just, there's just so many lives that are affected by this, and, well, not so many, it's just the way, you'll see.
Yeah,
Never mind.
okay.
Won't even say it. So, This story takes place in the small town of Wampum, Pennsylvania in 2009. It involves a family that consisted of 26-year-old Kenzie Houk, her fiance, Chris Brown, and their children, Kenzie's two daughters from previous relationships, one named Janessa, who was age 8, another named Adeline, aged 4, and Chris was a single father as well to an 11-year-old son named Jordan. They blended their families together after reconnecting in 2007 as they had known each other in high school. They moved into a farmhouse on 40 acres of land in the small town, which was a total population of 60, and soon became engaged. And in mid-2008, they got some very happy news that they were expecting. The baby boy, who they named Christopher, was due in spring of 2009. And this was especially exciting for Jordan because he said he had always wanted a baby brother.
Oh.
The morning of Friday, February 20th, 2009 started off pretty normal. Kenzie was 8.5 months pregnant and was currently a stay-at-home mom. She did also work as a hairstylist before, but of course, like 8.5 months pregnant, you don't want to be on your feet like that.
No.
So, yep, she was just gonna take over all the household duties. So Chris got up and got ready for work at the local tableware company while she helped the kids get ready for school. And Chris left the house around 6:45 a.m. and arrived at work at 7 a.m.
Okay.
The house was in a bit of disarray because they were in the process of switching rooms. Jordan's room was downstairs, and it had a room kind of attached to it, right next to it, that they had converted into a nursery. So they said, hey, Jordan, like, you take the master bedroom upstairs. We're going to move into your bedroom and switch because it's just easier, especially, like, you don't want to be carrying a newborn up and down stairs if you don't have to and
right.
all that. Jordan and Janessa ate their breakfast while they watched TV. And then just before 8:15 a.m., Kenzie shouted from the stairs that she was seeing the school bus pull up. And she was like, quick, you guys gotta rush out the door, like, get out of here, type of thing. So Kenzie hurried the kids out. They got their jackets and their backpacks and got on the bus and left for school.
Okay, so all three kids left. Is it all or is Adeline not in school yet?
Yeah, Adeline wasn't in school yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just Jordan and Janessa. And Adeline was 4 years old at this time. She wasn't in, like, pre-K or anything. She was just at home, and she was still sleeping. So Kenzie went to go back to sleep, to go back to lie down. So at 9 a.m., some tree trimmers arrived at the house to do some work they were hired to do by the landlord. Shortly after, one of the workers spotted Adeline sobbing in the front doorway, and she was inconsolable. They were trying to figure out what was happening, and then she just started saying that her mother was dead. And so one of the workers called 911 immediately.
And what time is this? Sorry.
This is just after 9 a.m.
Wow, okay.
So it's been less than an hour that these kids got on the bus. It's probably just about an hour, actually, if you think about it, because if it's after 9 a.m., at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of police officers were the first responders on the scene. They found Kenzie in her bedroom and thought at first that she had hemorrhaged. The coroner arrived and started to take photos and move the body when they realized it was something else, and that she had actually been shot in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
So the police start to look around for evidence. There's no clear murder weapon in the room or around Kenzie. However, they did find plenty of guns and ammo in the home, as Chris and his son Jordan were both avid hunters and would go on hunting trips frequently. And this was actually pretty much the norm for young men in this community. It was known as kind of like a hunting community.
Yeah. I mean, rural, 60 people.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. The police call Chris Brown at his job and ask him to come home immediately. They broke the horrible news that his fiancée and unborn baby were gone. Chris Brown said in interviews that he just remembers collapsing and completely losing it. He was, of course, the first suspect and was interviewed and had his hands swabbed for gunpowder residue immediately, and that came back clean. And police also confirmed with his job that he had been there. He got there at 7 a.m., so he was cleared as a suspect right away. Police then go to Mohawk Elementary School to talk to Jordan and Janessa. They also were able to talk to the bus driver, who did confirm that the kids got on the bus at 8:15 a.m. and seemed completely normal. They, of course, did not tell the children about finding Kenzie. They just wanted to ask the children about how their morning went.
Okay. Oh, man.
The children were interviewed separately, and both said that nothing out of the ordinary happened, apart from Jordan mentioned that he saw a black truck near the garage as he was leaving.
Oh.
Which, to him, it wasn't super unexpected, because the owners of the house that they were renting from would sometimes stop by to do maintenance on the property or just check on the animals, because it was 40 acres of land that they were on. So what is interesting about this is that Kenzie had an ex-boyfriend that she was with right before Chris, that she had a restraining order against. His name is Adam Harvey.
Okay.
And just take a guess about what kind of vehicle he drove.
A black, what was it, SUV? Truck.
A black truck.
Yeah.
Yep, he drove a black Ford F-150. So Kenzie and Adam had dated for 6 years, and they were living in North Carolina while they dated.
Wow.
It seems that, they were together for quite a bit until Kenzie broke up with him and moved back to Pennsylvania. She was also born in Pennsylvania. Kenzie and Adam dated for 6 years. They were living in North Carolina while they were together until Kenzie broke up with him and moved back to Pennsylvania. In October 2008, he moved to Wampum, where his parents lived as well. It seems like they were all kind of from this little community.
Okay.
And when he found out that she was engaged and pregnant, he started to harass her and her family by leaving voicemails saying he's going to kill them all. So actually, not only Kenzie had a protective order against him, her whole family did as well.
Oh my God.
Now, also, while they were together, Adam thought that he was Adeline's father, which is her youngest daughter. When Kenzie moved out and started to request child support, he said that he would pay it if they did a paternity test. So the court ordered that. The results came back 7 days before Kenzie was found, and it came back that he was not Adeline's dad.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So there's a motive.
Yeah. And I feel like she must have thought there was a high chance he was Adeline's dad to even go through with that, you know?
Exactly. Right. So we have a clear, motive here. Someone who is already threatening her.
So Adeline is not his child. Is the other girl his child?
No.
Okay.
Because they were dating for 6 years. Janessa is 8 at
Gotcha.
this time. And then Adeline was 4. So she must have gotten, pregnant about 2 years into the relationship.
Okay. So none of the kids are his. God.
But he was definitely under the full impression that they had a daughter together.
Right. For a long time.
The police bring him in. He says that he was at his parents' house all morning, which his dad confirmed. And his truck, it was dirty, but it had snow on it. And the officer inspecting this said it didn't look like it had been moved that day. This was obviously probably, I would say, mid-afternoon at this point. It didn't look like it had been moved, and he had no gunpowder residue on his hands. So they let him go.
Okay. Huh.
Okay.
I've shot a gun before, and I don't. Fuck, can't you just wash your hands? And second of all, I don't even remember there being residue on my hands. But I guess maybe
Right.
like I didn't notice it, but it was there. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a special like swab or something, like how they can like swab for blood even though the blood's cleaned up.
Right.
Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah.
Just an interesting choice to just let him go like that.
Right.
So it's very early morning. It's 3 a.m. on February 21st, 2009. So less than 24 hours have passed. Chris and the kids were finally starting to fall asleep when police started pounding on their door and said that there was a warrant for Jordan's arrest for Kenzie's murder.
The child? Oh my God.
Yeah. So literally within 24 hours, this man had lost his fiance, his unborn child, and now his son had been taken away from him. And in interviews, Jordan said, as he's like recalling these events, he said, and remember, he's 11.
Yeah.
He said, all I remember was they came and got me at 3 a.m. in the morning. They put me in the back of the car and they took me to the police barracks. And I was in there. And then they took me straight to the county jail. I had no idea where we were going. I wasn't with anybody. It was just a bunch of strangers dragging me around.
It's so heartbreaking.
Dude, so sad. Of course, this caused a huge media frenzy. As it is, Wampum was just a small town, and his mugshot was everywhere. Yeah, and he said that he didn't even understand what they were accusing him of.
Oh
like, he
my
had no idea.
gosh. Did he have like
So,
a lawyer? I'm sure they gave him a lawyer, like a state lawyer.
yeah. But, okay, so what led police to suspect him was the fact that, so they conducted a couple of interviews with the kids. There was one right there at the school, and then they brought them in for another second and third interview. They were interviewing them till midnight that night.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so in his second interview, Jordan changed the description of the truck a little bit. I think he changed how the lights looked, and then he added, because at this point he knows what's happened, or he knows what's going on. At this point he added that there was a person inside the truck with a hat on who ducked down when he saw the person duck down as they were leaving the house. And then when Janessa was interviewed again, police said that she now remembered seeing Jordan kind of moving the guns around that morning. And she said that she was waiting downstairs for Jordan to leave for the school bus when she heard a big boom, and then he came downstairs, and then they left. Okay. So
Also, these are like children in shock. At this point, they know what has happened, like by their second interview.
At this point, they know.
Yeah. That's, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, she's 8 years old, and they're, as you said, in shock, and like with that, like the power of suggestion and things like that, like, and with Jordan adding that, okay, maybe he saw someone in the truck, maybe he's just like trying to rack his brain, and he's like, okay, I might have seen someone
That's
in the
what I
truck.
was thinking.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and
then she said, like, are you sure he wasn't playing with his guns that morning? Like saying, I don't know.
And there's just so much too with like interrogation techniques and the way that they're not trying to get to the truth, they're just trying to get a confession. The way that like law enforcement is trained in interrogation strategies. So yeah, I don't, with children, like they're so vulnerable, children in shock, children who are tired and up past their bedtime. Like I feel like you can't even conduct an interview and take anything that they're saying at midnight seriously. Like, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah. It seems really wild that no one questioned, like, what was happening. And I get that, I mean...
Who just lost their mother.
Right, exactly.
And stepmom, but mother figure.
Yeah, I mean, he did say that he had already been calling her mom at that point. So, it's just so sad. So there was the issue with the interviews changing a little bit. The autopsy report said that Kenzie had been killed with a shotgun with a single shot to the back of the head. The wound was described as being oval-shaped with 27 pellets surrounding the area and in the wound. So it seemed like it would be done in close range. And Adeline said, now that she's a bit older, she said that she went to go wake up her mom, as she does literally like all the time. And she thought she was just sleeping, and she was like shaking her, and she like ended up rolling her over when she realized what had happened.
Oh my God.
And it's just like 4 years old, like, oh my God.
No, that's awful.
I just can't.
For a 4-year-old to have to be the one to discover their deceased mom too. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so horrific.
So they knew what kinds of guns they had in the house, and that one smelled like it had been shot recently. They never swabbed Jordan's hands, but they did find a small amount of gunpowder residue on his jacket that he was wearing that day. And so, as we talked about, Chris and Jordan were avid hunters. They had been to a turkey shoot just a few days prior, the Sunday previous, and using those guns, wearing the same clothes. The shotgun that the police said smelled like it had been recently fired happened to be a Christmas gift that Chris gave to Jordan from Christmas just a couple months prior. Which, okay, pretty wild, but that was their thing. They were hunters, so
it's just none of that
wasn't
is
anything crazy.
definitive.
That's what's so crazy. Like, this case is so controversial because of all this. So it was all these little things that they are choosing to focus on, and then they came to the conclusion that his motive was because he was jealous of the new baby and that he had to switch rooms.
Oh my God. And get the master bedroom. Right. That's the room in the house. I would have been stoked as an 11-year-old to have the master bedroom with my own bathroom.
Hey. So Jordan always said from the start that he was innocent and that he could never do this. He even called Kenzie mom, and Chris always stood by him and believed him. Chris said that he would tell Jordan that it would be okay if it was an accident, or even if it wasn't, and that he would forgive him, but Jordan still said he never even touched his guns that morning. After the arrest, the prosecutor was named John Bongavenjo. What? John B. And he told newspapers that he was confident that they could convict Jordan. He said, "It's difficult to charge an 11-year-old with homicide. You have to be sure enough to charge him." And all this time, people are telling police, so many people are saying, hey, you need to look into Adam Harvey. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy to go for this child when there's, like, a clear motive and person who's there. There's already, like, to me, I always say, like, restraining orders really don't do much, which is so sad, but they don't. Like, the worst it does is, like, yeah, you can call the cops if someone gets near you, but a lot of times you don't have time to do that. The best thing a restraining order does is at least there's documentation. So for that documentation to be ignored and then, like, this poor child get mixed up in it is, I mean, I guess I don't know all the details yet. I shouldn't be saying this poor child, but it just seems like, why take that? Why not? You have to explore every avenue. Okay, I'm getting hot.
Exactly. So the police just couldn't get over the fact that Adam's truck had the snow intact on it when they got there, and they just took that as for sure proof that he was innocent. I'm like, did this guy have ties or something? Like, this is
right
strange. And for the dad to, and then just to take the dad's word for it, I'm sure there's plenty of parents out there. Look at what happened with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito and his parents. They didn't care that someone had lost.
To not explore that avenue and then explore the avenue of this child murdering his mother figure is just it's crazy to take that route and not. I mean, I understand they have to explore that route, but, like, they're only going down that drive, you know? Like, why not? I can't wrap my head around it.
Right, yeah. It makes me so mad. So the same prosecutor, he said in a quote, he said, "It's such a small window and such an unlikely set of circumstances that one, Adam found out where she lived. He knew the doors were unlocked and that he knew there was a 20 gauge shotgun that they have in the house. And then he gets there after everybody leaves, before it snows with no tracks, and somehow gets by the tree cutting guys. That seems highly unlikely."
Also, like, they're only basing that this gun was recently shot off of a smell, too, which is, like, I'm sorry, that's not conclusive. What if he brought his own gun?
Exactly. Or what if he was wearing gloves? Like,
Yeah.
and, okay. So also, I think I bring this up later, but none of the guns had any of Kenzie's, like, DNA on them. And if it was close range, there would be some blowback, and
Right.
whoever it was would have, unfortunately, stuff on them.
Right.
Like body matter on them.
Oh, right. So he wouldn't even have time to get cleaned up before,
Right,
like Jordan,
definitely
if it was
Jordan
Jordan.
wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they ended up sending Jordan to Edmund L. Thomas Adolescent Center, which is a juvenile detention facility in Erie County, Pennsylvania. And this was for 3 years before his trial.
Oh my God.
His dad, Chris, I know. Dude, his dad, Chris, made the 230-mile round-trip drive to see him every single day.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's just so heartbreaking that he can even be held for 3 years when there's really no evidence besides an 8-year-old in shock past her bedtime's testimony.
Yeah, for sure. Like, think about, like, Chris having to make that, not having, but choosing to make that trip every single day, and the thoughts that you would think on the way there and the way back, like, okay, I'm going to go see my son. That's, like, the last little thing he has left, and it just, like, literally breaks my heart, dude.
I bet that meant so much to Jordan.
Oh, it did. He said that the visits from his dad meant everything to him, and his dad would bring books to him so he could read and just keep his mind busy in between his dad's visits every day, just so he could. And he said he would just get lost in these books, and it was just such a relief for him.
Not crying.
I know. Yeah, and also having to come here back and forth. I'm not sure why he didn't just move closer, because he did end up losing his job over missing so much time. But he didn't care. He just made whatever money he could to literally put it in the gas tank to get there. And then on top of all this, Kenzie's parents and family fully believe that Jordan did this. There was no support from them. The 2 daughters were now with them.
Okay.
And they believed, and they would tell newspapers, they believed that he should get the max punishment and tried as an adult. Which is also just so wild, because they were also getting threatening voicemails from Adam.
Right. Maybe it's like the police just convinced them, or Janessa, like maybe her telling them, like, you know, over and over. But still, you're adults, and like, you should know better.
Yep. Kenzie's mother, Debbie, told reporters, she said, "Jordan's a murderer, and I'll say it, and his father needs to get in the mirror every morning and look in that mirror and say, I am the father of a murderer." So we finally get to the trial. It lasted 3 days. A juvenile court judge found Jordan, who is now 14 years old, delinquent. I guess when you're under 18, you can't be found guilty. You can only be found delinquent in like a juvenile court situation. So they found him delinquent of first-degree murder and criminal homicide of an unborn child. And he was sentenced to stay in that secure juvenile facility until he was 21. And then after that, he would be transferred to prison for life. So while he was incarcerated, Jordan played a lot of basketball. He learned how to play the guitar, and he studied computer science. His lawyers made an appeal 2 months after his conviction, but it took over 3 years for it to even appear before the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Okay. His attorneys say that police were never able to prove that Jordan Brown's shotgun was the murder weapon.
It smelled like it.
Right, right. And, you know, the wind was blowing a certain way that day, so that must mean.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So they never found any of Kenzie's DNA on that weapon. They argued that the particle, which was like literally a couple of particles of gunpowder residue on his jacket, that they were like, oh, there's gunpowder residue on his jacket, could have come from the turkey shoot that they went to 6 days prior.
Yep.
You know, there was no way that they could prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was
Right.
the murderer. Finally, in July of 2018, the court sided with Jordan, and his conviction was overturned, and he was finally released at 18 years old after 7 years.
That is so... He grew up in jail.
I know, like, his whole childhood is gone. And so there is... Nothing happened with Adam Harvey.
That's kind of what my question was going to be. So her murder is still out there.
Yep. I cannot imagine the heartbreak that these people have gone through. Yeah.
And all the kids involved.
I'm just so happy that at least it was overturned and he's out and can do whatever he can to move on with his life, which he got like a degree in computer science and all that, so he's trying his best to just move forward with his life. So that is the story.
Do you know if he got paid out from the state or any amount of money for his time?
So he did file a lawsuit, and it is still kind of in the works.
Okay.
It's still going through the process there. So hopefully they can get some kind of relief from that. Yeah, obviously you can't get your childhood back, but yeah, I just can't believe they let Adam go so easily like that.
I know, dude. Or whoever it is, you know, like...
True.
That's the problem with, like, bad police work and just, like, going down, like, trying to, like, deciding who did it and then just trying to back that. That's not how you're supposed to go about it. You're supposed to be open to everything and follow where that leads you. But, yeah, it seems like they just wanted to close it up. Probably with all the media attention, too. And they said...
And the pressure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They said, well, we could get this little boy for it.
It's like hearing him talk and the way he's explaining. Of course, you know, anyone can be a good actor. We get it. Like, if he's really like a sociopath like that, then whatever. But I just really don't think that with the whole timeline, what weapon would he have used? He would not have time to really clean the gun like that.
Also, too, like, they're saying there's no footsteps in the snow and stuff. Like, where are the footsteps from the kids? And could whoever this was not have taken, I don't know, that same path that, like, Chris would have taken when he left, you know? So, I don't know. I just don't trust the police, really. It seems like they're doing a shitty job all around. So, I don't feel like I can even trust them when they're like, there's no footsteps out there. Who else could it be? I'm pissed.
Yeah. So pissed. So sad. Those poor kids, dude.
I know.
All of them. Adeline finding her mom, Janessa under all that pressure, and then being probably sounds like pressured from Kenzie's family.
Yep. Have they changed their tune?
I don't think so. In the interviews that I read I didn't see any interviews with Janessa. It was just Adeline recounting what happened. It doesn't make any mention of her parents changing their mind. Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
And I hate it. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry for being so sad. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one. It was interesting. Definitely a good one to cover. I never heard of it.
Yeah, I heard about it a few weeks ago, and I was like,
Buckle in.
let's do this. Right. I just like I knew what had happened. I just didn't imagine like reading the details that I would be so like emotionally like triggered, I guess. I don't know. But
It's awful. I mean, I think too, as us being moms, like just the idea of like, and like the most important person in my life is my mom. Just like the thought of like kids not having their moms is awful. You know, just to start
Yeah.
it out, and then yeah, there's just so much heartbreak in this one.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, especially when they're that little and your mom is truly your whole world
Right.
at that point. It just seems like a nightmare situation, and just not being able to escape.
Right. It's just like
And being so excited, like they're engaged, she's pregnant, her first boy, he's getting a baby brother, you know, it's like this Brady Bunch kind of family situation, and just all taken away in a single moment, and everything changed.
ruined.
And-
Yeah. Ugh.
But props to them, because it takes, Chris and Jordan, imagine the resilience it takes to get through something like that, and like still be able to like take a picture together smiling,
Yeah.
you know. And
I know that's something I
So-
noticed in every picture of Jordan. He had this big smile on his face, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
just so happy to see his dad.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't even think I have any happy stuff on the docket really, except being obsessed with Love Island still.
So we've been seeing videos of lots of bars hosting like Love Island watch parties.
Yeah.
And things like that. And it really is it feels like a football season situation. And same with Big Brother is pretty intensive too. I'm not sure if I shared it to you last year, but there is this, it's a podcast, but I watched it on YouTube. It's called Rob Has a Podcast, and there is this guy on there named Taryn who brings guests on, and they watch the live feeds literally 24/7.
Oh, wow.
And every single day they are talking about it. It's like an hour and a half long episode, so you can get caught up on everything that's happening that you don't see on TV, because there's all those little
Yeah.
nuances that happen that if you're just watching on TV you wouldn't know about. So I'm not sure if I sent that to you last year, but yeah, it will start on Monday morning.
Okay. Nice.
But it's just like, it might be nice to put in the background while you're like working or something. What I was going to say is, so it's like our football season, which is like a bunch of stats and things. And I hear a lot of people like kind of obviously like reality TV. They think reality TV is just mindless kind of entertainment that mainly girls like. But I think I love it because of all the like social and emotional like kind of manipulation, but also just how people react with each other in those scenarios. I think that's what's the most fascinating. So I think we're really just being emotionally intelligent by watching.
100%. Yeah. I was actually having that same conversation with my coworker the other day, and I'm like, it's the social experiment of it all that I'm so interested in. Like, it's just so cool seeing like how real people react to these things going on. So, yeah.
Yep. Like you always hear, like in the olden days, it's like the town gossip was looked down upon. Like you don't want to be this old crony town gossip, because. And then if you think about it, it's like they didn't like the woman communicating, because it's not just gossip; it's information, and probably information about those men. So
Exactly.
they're like, no,
That's what I was going to say.
that's not talking.
Which,
Yes.
burner.
She's a burn.
She's a witch.
Throw her in the lake. Right. While we
See if
tie
she
rocks
floats.
to her feet. So if she doesn't float, then she was actually human. But we wouldn't know if we don't tie the rocks to her feet. So we got to do that. Yeah. Because that makes the most sense. But yeah, it's just interesting. And yeah, we're just being emotionally and socially intelligent and expanding that by watching these things. And yeah, do they chew hot dogs and spit them into each other's mouths sometimes? Which it's like, stop. Please,
that is the worst.
People complain about it every single time.
Literally, it's one a season too, and it's like no one asked for, no one wants it. There's some where they're like making smoothies, and
it's
like
so bad.
Tara said she turned on Love Island one time, her and her husband, like it was just like on TV, and they're like, okay, well, let's see what all the hype is about, and it was that episode. And they were just like spitting things into, like ketchup into people's mouths. I'm like, no, don't watch that one.
It's like a 20-minute thing. Just, go. You know what? I love it when they do like the talent competitions. I think they only do them in the UK ones. I don't think I've seen it in the US ones, but I wish that they would do it for the US because Huda's voice, have you heard her sing?
Yeah.
But we could. Has there ever been where it's like the final moment where they split the envelopes and one person has $0 and one person has $100K or however much it is, and one person does take it? Like, could we?
Oh my god!
Like, could we get that this year? Which it would be so sad.
Yeah.
And that person would be hated.
If it's a Maya and Brian, I don't think we'll get it. And I think that they're gonna win by a landslide. Do we vote on it? I think so, right? Yeah, I think they're going to win by a landslide.
Yeah. Yeah, they just seem like, honestly, the most likable.
What do you think about Huda during the baby competition?
Not an actual child. It doesn't matter what clothes it's wearing, like what color. She's like, don't put on the red one during the competition.
And she's like, you have to support its head. How do you know how old that thing is? It didn't say it's newborn.
Right.
It doesn't look like
a couple months at least. Yeah, like obviously maybe it was for the bit or whatever, but it did seem to be a little bit.
I think she thought she was gonna win by like being like that or something, and because when they announced who did win,
Clark
and I can't remember who it was, I remember being shocked. Oh, it was. Yep. She was like shocked that it wasn't her,
right?
And it's like,
maybe a mamacita in real life. It was so funny with the families. Yes, and they're like, oh, it's gone viral, and she tells Nick, she's like, dude, apparently like our conversation about the mamacita thing like went viral, and he's like, yeah, everyone's been saying mamacita to me, like all the family members, like, hey, mamacita, and he had no idea why. So, but I wonder, because obviously the season before, season 6, I think, right? Season 6? Because this is season 7. With that cast and them getting their own little spin-off series and everything. So they're looking at that cast saying, ooh, that could be us too. And it's not going to be all this year. It's not.
No. Unpopular opinion, I didn't think that was like such a jaw-breaking, like such an amazing season like everyone else did. I mean, my favorite thing about it was that everyone was watching it because Ariana was on it. So like it like revamped it, I feel like, and like everyone wanted to watch it. So I liked that I had everyone to talk to about it. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't
right.
Like,
I
the best season ever, I didn't think
a whole spin-off show is necessary. I'll probably still watch it. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll pop in. It's not something, if it's bad, I probably won't continue it, but I'll pop in. I'll see.
One of like the best episodes I've ever seen of reality television was last season when the Casa Amor and the main villa met up, and it was the recoupling. That was like the drama in that episode. I was like frothing at the mouth, like, give me more. I'm just kidding. That was such a good episode. It was so dramatic. the boys looked so stupid. Yeah,
Yes.
it was good.
Yeah. I mean, Casa Amor is always so good. I can't remember when they first brought it in. I think I saw it the first time on, like,
I think you're
like season
right,
3 of
because
the UK
I think
or
the second
something.
season of the UK one, I think it's a couple that won and they're still together and they have a couple kids. It's like a shorter guy and she is like a belly dancer. I forget their names, but they're adorable. It's like Nathan and someone.
Oh, I do. I don't remember what they look like, but
Yeah,
I remember
and
the
like
belly dancer.
they're together from day one, and they kind of go through this huge roller coaster. But they are so cute together. And she said that she's like, I'm so glad that Casa Amor wasn't a part of my season because that would have been awful. But
Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't understand this season what all the hype on exploring is
Right,
either.
like,
That's like really driving me crazy.
it's like Ace said something about that in the beginning, and then everyone ran with it. They're like, no, we're always supposed to be exploring. It's like, are you? Because if you, I don't know, like,
Right, and then it's like some people got like persecuted for it and others didn't too, which is just so like Alondria, even now, she still seems like she's kind of hooked on Taylor. And so it's like they never really explored, but it was okay for them to not explore. But then Hannah, who had been with, like, made 2 good connections in the time she was there, which wasn't long.
right, and
She wasn't exploring enough.
the girl was doing the best she could. Like, she was, yeah, dude, I feel sad
Justice
for
for
her.
Hannah.
She seems to be doing great though, like on her social medias and stuff.
Yeah. Did you see the one where she was like, I was doing fine out of the villa until I watched, like, I think it was episode 26 or something, and it was the one where they're, like, doing the mailbox and, like, opening the comment cards, and, like, Pepe kept bringing up, like, why... She was like, I was just, like, feeling okay about being out of the villa, and then I saw that episode.
And like we didn't see a lot of Hannah and Pepe. Like, she said that when Charlie was voted out, he like gave her space, but he like also was like making her food. Like, he made her all this food. He rubbed her back. He like didn't pressure her with anything. He was just being nice just to be there. Like, he does. He seems like a
Yeah.
really nice guy.
He does, like, genuinely the best
Yeah.
guy for sure on the show. He seems,
Right,
from
exactly,
a distance, is what
yeah.
it appears to be.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see. I can't believe it's already over tomorrow, but
Yeah.
exactly to kind of
Thank God
fill
we
in.
have Big
But it'll
Brother.
be Sundays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I guess we'll survive.
Is that what it is? Okay.
But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
whew, what a time.
Yeah. Oh.
I
Well,
know.
thank God we had this through the war.
Through the war, yeah, for sure.
Thanks for joining us today, clowns. You can follow us on TikTok at CrimeNeliaST Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at CrimeNelia Street. Send us an email with any cases you want to hear or positive feedback at CrimeNeliaST@gmail.com. Bye, clowns.